Have you ever wondered why, every time the news screams stock market crash, and it feels like the world is ending, there's always a small group of people who, instead of panicking, look as excited as if they've just won the lottery? Are they crazy? Or are they seeing something the rest of us are missing? Today, we're going to tackle this counterintuitive topic: how ordinary people, while others are panic selling, can seize what might be a once-in-a-decade opportunity to get rich. Trust me, there are no complex charts behind this, no secret insider information, just one very simple logic. Act 1. The amusement park of panic. First, let's get one thing straight. What exactly is the stock market? Don't overcomplicate it. Just imagine the entire stock market as a giant, 24/7 super amusement park. In this park, there are all sorts of popular rides, roller coasters, carousels, haunted houses, each representing a company, like Apple, Tesla, or Coca-Cola. The stock you buy is essentially a ticket to one of these rides. When everyone thinks, wow, this Apple roller coaster is amazing, more people will definitely want to ride it in the future. More and more people buy the Apple ticket, and the ticket price naturally goes up. That's a bull market. But one day, an announcement blares over the park's loudspeakers: warning! A massive storm is approaching. This storm could be anything: an economic recession, a sudden war, or like the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, what happens? The vast majority of visitors immediately panic. They have only one thought: oh my God! The storm is coming, the park is going to close. My tickets will be worthless. So, they rush to the exits, desperate to sell their tickets, even if it's for half price, or even a fraction of the cost. This collective panic is called a sell-off. The ticket prices for the entire amusement park plummet instantly. And on the news headlines, we see that familiar term: market crash. Act 2. Two players, two fates. Okay, now, two very different types of players emerge in the amusement park. The first, let's call him Panicky Pete. The moment Pete hears the storm warning, he's terrified. He looks at his Tesla ticket, which he originally bought for $100. Now, people are only willing to pay $50, $40, even $30 for it. His heart is bleeding, but he's more afraid that tomorrow, the ticket will be worth nothing. So, he grits his teeth and sells his ticket for $30. He thinks that although he lost $70, he at least saved the last $30. This is called cutting your losses. Sounds rational, right? But in reality, he has turned a temporary, paper loss into a very real, permanent loss. And just as Pete is fleeing in terror, the second player enters the scene. Let's call her Calm Claire. Claire also heard the storm warning. But her thinking is completely different. She asks herself a few questions. First, will this storm completely destroy the amusement park? Or is it just a temporary weather event? She checks the history and finds that this park has weathered countless storms, even major hurricanes, over the past century. And every time, after the storm passes, it not only reopens but becomes even more popular. Second, is the ride behind my Tesla ticket, the roller coaster itself, good and sturdy enough? Is it a ride that people line up for? Claire's research shows that the ride is well designed, technologically advanced, and extremely popular. The storm is just temporarily scaring people away. The ride itself isn't broken. After thinking through these 2 points, Claire makes a decision that Panicky Pete cannot comprehend. Not only does she hold on to her tickets, but she takes out her wallet and starts leisurely bargain hunting in a market flooded with discounted tickets. She sees Pete's Tesla ticket being sold for $30 and immediately buys it. She sees someone else's Coca-Cola ticket on sale for $20 and buys some of those too. For her, this isn't a disaster, it's the amusement park's Black Friday sale. She's buying tickets for high-quality rides she's always wanted but found too expensive at their regular prices. Act 3. The real rules of the game. By now, you probably get it. A so-called market crash is not the destruction of wealth, it is a transfer of wealth. It's a transfer from players like Panicky Pete to players like Calm Claire. So, the question is, how can we, as ordinary people, become Claire instead of Pete? The key lies in 2 words: mindset and discipline. First, mindset. You must understand, deep down, that in the short term, the stock market is a voting machine. Whoever shouts the loudest, whoever is most emotional, influences the price. But in the long term, it's a weighing machine. The ultimate determinant of price is the company's intrinsic value. A storm changes emotions, not value. Second, discipline. Understanding the principle isn't enough. You have to control your own actions. When everyone else is running for their lives, do you dare to go against the crowd? There's a very simple, yet extremely effective strategy for this, called dollar cost averaging. What does that mean? Let's go back to the amusement park analogy. Don't try to guess the absolute lowest price of a ticket and buy it all at once. That's called timing the market, and almost no one can do it successfully. The smart approach is to make a deal with yourself, regardless of whether ticket prices are up or down. You will invest a fixed amount of money, say $500, every month to buy tickets. This is where the magic happens. When ticket prices are high, say $100 each, your $500 can only buy 5 tickets. But when prices crash due to panic, falling to $20 a ticket, your same $500 now buys you 25 tickets. Do you see what's happening? With the same amount of money, you automatically buy more on sale items when prices are low. Over time, the average cost of all the tickets you've purchased is significantly lowered. Then, you only need to do one thing: wait. Wait for the storm to pass and the sun to come out. The tourists who fled in fear will discover that not only did the park not go bankrupt, but it has become even more attractive after some renovations. So, they will come back and line up to buy tickets again. At that point, the tickets you bought at fire sale prices of $20 and $30 might go back up to $80, $100, or even $150 if the park becomes even more popular. This is the true meaning behind Warren Buffett's famous, often quoted line, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." It's not just a slogan, it's a complete action plan based on rationality and discipline. Conclusion and outlook. So, the next time you hear the words market crash, don't immediately think about running away. You should instantly ask yourself a few questions. First, is the money I'm investing money I won't need for the next few years? Second, do I believe that human society will continue to progress in the long run, and that this amusement park will ultimately become more prosperous? Third, are the tickets I'm buying backed by excellent, solid companies? If the answer to all 3 questions is yes, then congratulations. What's coming may not be your crisis, but your opportunity. Of course, I'm not predicting the market, nor am I giving you any investment advice. I just want to offer a different perspective. The financial market is never a place to see who is smarter. It's a contest of who can better overcome their natural instincts and have more patience. True financial freedom is rarely born at the peak of a euphoric bull market. It is nurtured in the depths of a lonely bear market. Alright, that's all for today. What are your thoughts on this topic? Or have you experienced a similar moment of panic and opportunity? Share your story in the comments below. I'm Liobing, and I'll see you next time.